Have you ever heard the claim that Christians are just as likely to divorce as non-Christians? That 50% of all marriages end in divorce? This belief stems from a 2008 study by the Barna Research Group. This study suggested that those identifying as Christian were just as likely as non-Christians to be divorced, with Baptists and non-denominational Protestants leading the way. This claim is built upon the common assumption that half of all marriages are doomed to fail. But here's the catch. The term Christian in this study was a broad classification. It included anyone who identified as Christian, regardless of their level of faith or commitment to the lifestyle. It's like comparing apples and oranges, isn't it? So, the question arises, is the divorce rate among practicing Christians really the same as that of non-Christians? But what if I told you that these widely accepted facts might not be as accurate as we've been led to believe? Shaunti Feldhahn, a Harvard-trained social researcher and author. Feldhahn's curiosity was piqued by the prevailing narrative about Christian divorce rates, and she set out to challenge that narrative. She questioned the lack of hard data supporting the claim that 50% of all marriages end in divorce. Her research journey led her to a surprising discovery. The overall divorce rate is around 33%, not 50% as widely believed. In her quest for truth, Feldhahn joined forces with George Barna, and together they embarked on a re-examination of the data. Their findings were intriguing. They discovered that the divorce rate for Christians who actively participate in their church was significantly lower than previously reported. The data showed that the divorce rate for this group was 27 to 50% lower than for non-church goers. So, it turns out, the truth might be more comforting than the misconception. So, what more do the real numbers reveal about Christian marriages? Feldhahn's studies revealed that 72% of all married people were still happily married to their first spouse. That's nearly 3/4 of married folks. And here's the real clincher. Those who kept God at the center of their homes and families not only stayed married at much higher rates, but they also thrived within their marriages. Why? One thing that might be the answer is that divorce is not an option unless something very bad has happened, like adultery. Because they put fewer expectations on their spouses to meet emotional needs that only God can fulfill. It's because they turn the other cheek, and if they feel offended, whether perceived or real, they don't hasten to offend too to even out. They choose to not look at the negative but at the positive. And if the negative has to be discussed, it's with love and reassurance, without hard feelings. The focus more on how to please their partner than on how to get pleased. And when this is mutual, it works out really well. In the end, it seems that faith, when actively practiced, can indeed play a significant role in strengthening the bond of marriage.